Hello everyone, this is Agony333, and this is an exciting movie. It is Deep Blue Sea. And I've mentioned this actually quite a few times on this channel, so I figured it was about fucking time that I actually reviewed this badass fucking film. So, let's get into some details here. It is a movie from 1999. It is an hour and 45 fucking minutes. It is rated R, and it is awesome like I said it is. So, what is this badass movie about? Well, it's basically about a crew of people who are trying to find the cure for Alzheimer's, and basically, they're using sharks to do so on a facility that is offshore. And yeah, basically, it is my favorite shark movie, aquatic horror movie of all time, basically. I mean, I love Jaws and everything else, but I feel like a lot of people either overlook this one or, other things like that. Like I said, this is pretty much my favorite of any of those kinds of films. There's a lot of good ones, but this is my favorite one. I've always loved it since I was a kid and stuff. I mean, I remember when the trailers were releasing when I was just that little kid and I was watching TV. And when I first saw the trailers, I was like, I need to watch this fucking movie. I was like obsessed like hell and yeah, waiting anxiously for it. And it blew my mind as a kid. But yeah, it's an awesome movie, an underrated one, sort of. But I think it's getting more popular as the years have gone on. But one thing I'd also like to say is if you already know of this movie, if any of it looks good or anything like that, check out the Let's Play of Submersed that I played on here. Um, and yeah, support that game because it's a lot like this movie, but obviously in game form and stuff. It's a pretty awesome fucking game. And at least, even though there's glitches and other stuff, I really enjoyed it. So if you don't mind glitches, things like that, if it looks cool to you, highly recommend check it out. You will love it if you love this movie and things like that. But this will probably be a different kind of review as well because I'm not going to go like I don't think there's a ton for me to discuss exactly because I'm already through a couple things, but there's a few things to highlight here. One of those things that I think makes this movie special is the humor. There's like humor that's kind of interjected throughout it that kind of counterbalances the scary moments in the film. And that's another thing I was going to say is at least to me, in my opinion, the reason I love this movie is because out of most, pretty much all shark movies that I've seen and stuff, at least to me, I think the designs that they went with when it comes to this movie, to me, are the best. I love the look of the different sharks and stuff like that. I feel like those are the best. That, like I said, personally, out of any of them that I've seen, I always felt like these ones captured that and made them scarier than other ones ever really did. And I mean, here's a trivia thing: is that apparently it took 8 months for them to, basically make those animatronics and stuff like that. So obviously, a lot of time went into making those things and to make them look as awesome as they do. And that's another thing as well. Even though this movie is 1999, I mean the effects and all that are really damn good for that time, and to me still stand good today too. So there's that as well. But another thing that makes this movie special are the surprise moments and stuff, which I'd have to kind of spoil to mention some of them. But I mean, there's moments that, it's not always standard. There's like certain moments where certain characters get killed in certain ways and stuff, which more known for today, I guess. But just the way those things were handled in the movie, as well as it being in an actual aquatic like facility instead of out on the ocean like in Jaws and stuff, are what to me make this movie so fucking awesome. But here's some more trivia I thought I would throw in there. At one point, the actor Thomas Jane, which he's a good actor by the way, I loved The Punisher with him in it. Badass movie. Check that one out too if you like The Punisher, anti-hero type shit, or the actor Thomas Jane. But he even swam along a real shark at one point in this for filming and stuff. And another cool thing is that the license plate that's pulled from the shark early on in the movie is the same one that's in Jaws, apparently, which is awesome. And like I've also said, I love Jaws. Jaws is a badass fucking movie as well. But let me look here and see what other things I can touch on, because yeah, I've pretty much breezed through a lot of the things I've already written down. But now I guess maybe I'll get into some kind of spoilers and stuff, and then be ending this pretty quickly. But so yeah, I guess a rating before any spoiler type shit. So the rating I would give this movie, now this is going to be like a biased kind of rating, just because it's a favorite of mine. I'm going to give it probably higher than most other people probably would. Like I said, since it's a favorite, and since it has been since childhood, and you know, yeah. So I thought I was going to give this an 8.5, which is maybe high considering, most other people may not give it that high of a rating, but to me it's an underrated and a really damn good film, a really entertaining one. All the visual effects are just really damn cool. The sharks are fucking freaky as hell looking. And yeah, a lot of the moments, like a lot of the things add up to a really great film to me, and they always have. So that's why I gave it a pretty high rating. So I don't know if everyone would agree with that, but that's what I'm going to go with. And like I said, if you equally enjoyed this movie, have fond memories of it, and like things like that, I mean, check out that game that I mentioned that's on this channel. Maybe buy it, support it, watch Let's Plays of it, something. I think you'll enjoy that as well. But now I'm going to go into maybe some spoilers. So let's do this fucking crap. And let me think here what I even want to talk about when it comes to those spoilers. Um, the surprise moment is when Samuel L. Jackson is abruptly fucking killed off in the film. I don't know, moments like that were really, really damn cool. I mean, I definitely didn't expect them. I don't think most people did. And so it's cool shit like that. And yeah, the fact that it's in an aquatic facility and stuff, because I don't know what it is, but for me, anyways, shark movies and things where they're out in the ocean. Those are cool and all that. I've always liked aquatic horror type things, which anyone who's watched any of the LPs and stuff, you already know because I've mentioned that time and again. But to me, there's something particular about movies that have where there's like a facility, or not even just a facility, but when there's like flooding and stuff, the kind of frantic, the intense nature, the threat of drowning, the threat of collapse and stuff like that. Because there's another movie I almost thought about watching and reviewing instead of this one, because not only shark movies do I like, but there's another kind of like series of movies, the Poseidon Adventure, Poseidon, for instance. Those movies are really damn good. At least I think they are. And those don't have any sharks or anything. It's just people trying to basically get out of a disaster where the ship's been turned and is flooding and shit. Titanic is more of like a romance kind of movie, but I love that movie too. But that's the point I'm getting at, is there's always something about where there's, I don't know, I always like, to me that's always engaging when there's characters trying to frantically get the fuck out of somewhere that is flooding, and it's crazy and it's intense. It always works well in my book. And this movie does that. But it adds sharks too, so it's the best of both things. It has, the place flooding, them trying to escape, the sharks and things like that. As well as I think it's also cool that they're not just standard sharks like other movies, where they're actually, sharks that are more so intelligent, that are kind of like strategically planning and stuff. It's really crazy to think about. I don't know. I mean, it does things differently, and that's what's pretty awesome about it. But let me also think to myself if there's any other extra things. Because, yeah, I didn't come up with too many notes for this movie. And I'm making sure my fucking smoke is lit. You piece of fucking crap. But let me think here. I really thought that the chef and the parrot was fucking hilarious, by the way. That whole exchange. And that's what I'm meaning. Like, the little humorous moments and stuff in there really kind of go well with it. Because, I mean, you have the designs. Then you have those hilarious ass moments with the actors and things like that that are just really fucking awesome and always, make me chuckle or amuse me and stuff. And it's just an entertaining movie. And it kind of reminds me of, when I think about it, it kind of reminds me of Event Horizon, where it's just a really well-made, entertaining movie. It may not be like super thought-provoking like some movies I've done on this channel. It may not have like some really, crazy stuff like that, or it's not a disturbing movie, or it's not, it's not like something with a bunch of crazy violence, blood, or anything, but it's entertaining. It's entertaining, and it's well made, and it's fucking awesome. And what also surprised me is there's obviously a couple sequels. Now, this is, I guess, one thing I will touch on. If you like this movie, personally, I don't know if I'm going to be when or if I'll be reviewing those other ones. This is one bit I'll say here. I personally think this is the best of the three. And I would also personally say to don't go into those other films expecting the same level that has been delivered here. Because yeah, probably the amount of funding here and other things, this is the one that has all of those things at max level, I guess I'd say. The other ones, while they are good, they're not in the same category as this one. This one has, the best effects, the best things to it compared to the other ones, I would say. So if you are looking to check out the other ones, the sequels, like Deep Blue Sea 2 or Deep Blue Sea 3, just know, don't expect the same caliber of, all of those things there. Expect something that's going to be much less of a degree. I mean, I've watched other reviews and things because I was curious on other people's thoughts. And a lot of people don't really like those films, and they've kind of shit on them pretty heavily. And I sort of understand why. I mean, there's things I definitely don't like about the other films, but I don't think I flat out hate those films. I don't flat out full on hate those fucking movies. But I thought maybe it would be good to mention that as well. Is that if you love this one, go into the other ones not expecting a lot, so that way you won't be so much disappointed from it. But let me also keep thinking here, because yeah, I'm almost about basically done. Let me think if there's things, any things there. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I basically don't think there's a fuck all that I have else to talk about, other than that it's a great fucking movie, and that game that I mentioned is also really cool, even though some people didn't like that as well. So maybe consider going into that one, not expecting a ton, but like I said, if you liked this movie, you'll probably like that game too. If your standards aren't, crazy high, and you're not expecting some, triple A game that's, you'll probably like that too, just like I did. But yeah, I guess kind of like, a different kind of review today where I didn't delve like super deep into anything in particular, but I just wanted to watch a cool movie and entertain one and kind of just share the things I liked about that movie and see if anybody else does too and stuff like that. If you know any other awesome, badass aquatic horror movies, maybe ones I haven't watched or anything, I mean, let me know or let anybody else know in the comments, something like that. Because at least for me, I hope to one day, be purchasing other ones, getting to other ones that I haven't seen and stuff, because that's always like a favorite kind of subgenre of horror that I like, is ones that are, focusing on those things like, for instance, the movie Underwater is, I like that movie and hope to maybe review that one day and stuff. Because I don't know, I love that kind of genre thing in particular. But I hope that you all have a marvelously amazing day and that you don't have your legs severed by a fucking shark and that, you get to actually just enjoy movies, enjoy games, and not actually have to go through those fucking things that we're watching in these fucking movies and stuff. But I hope you have a great, awesome day. This is Agony 333 signing the fuck out. Peace.